is Allison. I'm the Programs Outreach and Youth Services Manager here at Monterey County Free Libraries. Thank you for joining me this evening for a special October Halloween themed episode of Book Chat Kids. Tonight I'm going to be chatting with you about a fun, unusual book, and it is by Jon Klassen, who wrote I Want My Hat Back. He's done a lot of partnerships with the children's author Mac Barnett. You're probably familiar with some of his work. One cool thing that I really love about him is he also did the concept art for the movie Coraline, which is one of my favorites. But he wrote this book called The Skull. And this is a very interesting book. It's not quite horror. It's not quite for younger kids. It could be for older kids. It could be for adults. It really crosses all sorts of borders and genres. It's just very, very interesting. But it does have kind of a spooky vibe and theme to it. It's very unusual. I would say that if you are a fan of people like Neil Gaiman, or if you really like Tim Burton movies, that you would probably be into this kind of vibe. So I'm going to read you the inside flap. This is an old story. It is about a girl named Ottila who runs away. It is also about a house in the woods and a skull who lives there, and a secret the skull has, and the night that Ottila finds out what the secret is. Award-winning picture book creator Jon Klassen brings his gift for storytelling to this spooky adaptation of a traditional Tyrolean folktale. So I know that's a little vague and kind of a little weird because it talks about a skull who lives in a house, not a skeleton, but a skull. So as the book says, it's about a little girl who runs away, and she comes up to a big abandoned castle or house, and a skull greets her. So it's just a skull. He doesn't have a body, and they become friends, and they kind of go on these little adventures throughout the house, looking around and exploring. The skull's kind of showing her around. And she finds out that every evening, the skeleton comes looking for the skull. And Ottila decides that she is going to protect the skull and help it get away from the skeleton, because the skull is a little bit afraid of the skeleton. So there's a picture of the skeleton coming. So I won't tell you what happens in the end, but as I was talking about earlier, it looks like it's a chapter book, but it reads almost like a picture book in that you could read this all in one sort of longer sitting. But it's got, about this much text per page. And it's just really interesting. It was one of those books that kind of stuck with me for a little bit after I was done with it. I, to be honest, wasn't 100% sure how much I liked it at first. It was so strange, but it really came to be something that I really appreciated in its strangeness, and I really enjoyed it. So if you have a child who really likes kind of spooky, eerie things, or if you're just a person who yourself enjoys spooky, eerie things, I would recommend The Skull by Jon Klassen. He is one of my favorites, and we have this book available in our collection. It's perfect for Halloween time. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.